3 minutes of footy late in the second quarter. Cost the Tigers perhaps a 22-point lead, and it's 9 points only as we start the third quarter, as Motlop and Dangerfield stepped up in a time of great need by the Cats. Smith, Martin, little soccer. Dangerfield waits. Cochin. So no clean footy to be found early in this third quarter. Mackie goes to ground but was able to slip under the tackles there, and now the umpire's got a decision to make, and umpire Shane McInerney says we'll toss it up.
It's one of those 07 premiership players out there tonight, Andrew Mackie. We know in his last season, along with Tom Lonergan. Smith laid it down, but to the advantage of the Tigers. But a wrap-up and not going anywhere. I reckon Buse has been pretty good. He's had great pressure at times where he's had to really stand up in that first half, and he's been able to do it. And Geelong had needed that sort of player because they've been under enormous pressure. Selwood flicked it out well. Mackie timed the handball brilliantly. Dangerfield put the burners on. Good kick. And there you go. Hawkins covering ground again, Lingy. You talked about from the tracker earlier. Goes inside.
Yeah, looking for Selwood. The read by Ellis was fantastic. Brandon Ellis, short ball.
Great sign that Ellis is back on the ground. That shoulder okay.
Prestia, Hooley, Mackie getting in the way of all of that. I tell you what, if Mackie hadn't have got a hand there were three Tigers ready to pounce and go deep into attack. So well done by Mackie. Tackle's pretty tight, 48-50 in favour of the Tigers there. Nankervis the knockdown. Duncan went and got it. Motlop out the back to Mackie. Little kick along the ground. Didn't get it the way he'd hoped. Edwards was able to dash and drill the ball long as they fly. Caddy in front, off hands. Here comes Rioli. Tried to spin. The tackle stuck. Lambert got it to Grigg. Grigg a snap, but it was always bending the wrong way for the left footer.
They've had to be patient, Tiger fans, haven't they?
Guthrie's just come from the ground, just a little bit sore, and having a chat to the physio.
Which one?
Cam Guthrie. I think he's going to go down to the rooms, guys.
Thanks.
No, Richmond. No, Richmond. No.
So you heard, so
No, Richmond.
that's exactly right. So Smith able to give to Henderson, and then Martin able to get the spoil.
And the reason for that, Bruce, was that they didn't nominate anyone. I think Duck that try.
Yep, that's correct. Great smother from Dusty.
Toohey short. Stewart. Martin holds him up.
Hold it. Play on.
So Stewart decides to go carefully. Henderson, careful again. Buse.
Hold it on.
So they've got it
Hold.
50 metres away from goal with three short kicks. Now they go short again. They've done this pretty well, actually. They get the blitz half, so can they launch from here, or they kick to a 50-50, or can they find the target? They go the 50-50 way. Down that line, Smith brought it to ground, and now Motlop away.
Yeah, a little kick over the top here, looking for a bit of height, giving Harry Taylor an opportunity against the smaller Ellis, but he did well, Brandon Ellis.
That was a different kick in from Geelong. Now, they were happy to go long down the middle a lot of the time in that first half, so a more patient approach that time.
Nankervis and Smith again. Smith, good position, got a hand on it as well. Selwood charges after the footy, won it. The tackle by Hooley was okay. Nankervis couldn't get it cleanly. Selwood knocks it to the advantage of Smith again. Always in the contest, Joel Selwood. Got to admire him. And Geelong at their attacking end.
Mark, thank you.
10-point margin.
Mark, no. You nominated Mark. You've nominated Mark.
So that's the umpire talking to Mark Blitzarves. This nomination thing hasn't gone smoothly here today. For some reason, there seems to be mass confusion.
And the confusion there was Mark Blitzarves wanted Tom Hawkins to do the ruck work there.
Chance. Who's up? Thank you.
Now they've sorted it out. Mark Blitzarves didn't want to do it last time. Had to. Now it's Zach Smith.
And then Curvis able to belt it forward. Prestia and Scott Selwood. Caddy and a boundary throw in. Got a lot to think about, players out there, and got to put a nomination in every now and then. It becomes a little tedious, I reckon.
Yeah, this is silly, this nomination process, Bruce. It's not what footy's designed for and what it's about.
It's an
Michael.
instinctive game, isn't it?
Yep.
So Smith lays it down. Martin couldn't quite. Selwood's imposing himself a little in this first minutes of the second half. Menegola wrapped up by Cochin. Ball not quite out. Hurley and Selwood fighting hard. Hurley did well. Martin gets involved. Hurley toe poked it. Tui tries to hold it up. Nankervis all over him. Ball not quite out. Still now it's out. Duncan working through. Motlop's hands were quick. Selwood getting it over to Selwood. Yep, they were. And then Murdoch taken down. Great tackle. And Richmond swarming. And then Grigg gets a high ball away.
He just got it away, Bruce. A lot of pressure at the moment. Smith. Just a chance to release that pressure now for Smith. His ball looking for Duncan. Got in the right spot there. Duncan couldn't make it stick. Dangerfield, little fumble. Goes back. Retrieves it again. Lambert. Grigg. Can they find anyone on the end of this? The Tigers, an ultra-defensive start to this third quarter from both sides. And how does Cam Guthrie look there, Richo? What do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't look good. That is a big ice pack, and it is on that right calf of Cam Guthrie. He looked really sore when he came off. He was limping badly, so that's not a good sign.
Looked like they're a man down, doesn't it? So Menegola, Prestia again.
And Cam Guthrie was sharing the role on Dusty Martin. Him and Scott Selwood tag teaming on the Richmond champion. So now Scott Selwood's going to have to do it solo. Big blow for the Cats.
Been a while since either team got the ball inside 50 in this passage of play. Martin gang tackled.
Correct disposal. Just put it on the ground. Put it on the ground. Geelong free kick. Okay, go for it.
So Duncan the recipient. Short to Motlop. Wants Duncan, finds him now.
Yeah, Duncan been impressive. Little handball Tui. Sold a little fake wide. Drilling kick to Mackie. Looking to reel and go. Cats have got a lot of players here. Taylor's got deep. Rance closed very, very late. Now Hawkins picked up by Parsons. Centering ball. And Hooley did really well. Tight start. In fact, I reckon Geelong seemed to have lifted in this third quarter. I know it hasn't been fluent, but they seem to be just controlling it at the moment. Unlike Richmond in the first half, where they dominated in most aspects of the game. Cochin.
They have had the edge in some crucial contests at the start of the third. There's Cam Guthrie, right calf, looks like he could be out of the game, but I think Geelong are winning the crucial one-on-ones and have had the better of the contested ball early in this third.
And that's the way it feels up here,
yeah,
for sure. No, BT, we're with you. And Richo, just a slight edge to the Cats. Nothing on that board, really. It's been the story of the night. Prestia into a contest. Menegola did well and then crashes through. The ball will go to a one-on-one or a one-on-two. Oh, Hawkins with a real chance. Over the top. Parsons should go. He does. Geelong have kicked the last three. They're within a kick. Well, there you go. BT and Richo, you were right. That feeling is now a reality, that they have got the first strike in the first half.
Prestia just gave a handball that wasn't on there. Probably had to get that one on the boot.
Yep.
Get some meterage. Gave it to a player under more pressure than what he was under.
Meters are hard to get tonight, Duck. You've got to get them every time you can.
Yep.
Richmond had an advantage of 21 points after the Butler goal, 16 minutes into the second quarter, and now they lead by 3. Parsons with the first here in the second half of footy. Prestia to Nankervis, almost left it for Graham then. Now he's drawn it back in Graham here. He will need to be careful.
Geelong have managed to stop Richmond from controlling the footy as well. Look at the marks so far in this third quarter. Only 2 for the Tigers. So the Cats starting to win the ball, but also stopping Richmond from controlling the footy.
John Selwood getting some attention to the nose. And now Asprey and Hawkins appealing. I think he might have a win here. He does. Asprey knew. So did Hawkins. pulls it deep into the pocket, looking for Menengola. And this is, I think, a correct decision. I mean, he tried to disguise it as a bit of an accidental fumble.
Keep that meter.
So shallow throw in then. Curvis just slipped through the fingers. Hawkins taps it. Gets a fair bit on it. Dangerfield right to the goal square. Bouncing ball, and Rance able to get it over the line. She Rance and Taylor. It's been fabulous to watch, hasn't it?
It's tense, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
They are both so strong.
It's the battle within the war, isn't it, those two? So Geelong haven't been in front all night, but they're within 2 points. And the Tigers suddenly on that back foot. Castagna, one of... So Cam Guthrie, Doc White from Triple M, what can you tell us about Cam?
Yes, Bruce, bad news for Guthrie, out of the game with a calf injury, and it was an actual incident. He came off very despondent. I don't think it's a knock. I think it is a true strain of the upper calf. He's iced. He's in the back row with the jacket on, so I think his evening's done.
How many weeks would that mean, Doc?
No such thing as a 1 week calf, Bruce. It's probably 3 to 4.
Yeah, well, that's not good news for the Cats. Cam Guthrie, we speak of with that calf. That was Dr. Rowan White. Thank you for giving us that update, Doc. Smith and boundary line. And that's off the boot, I think. Yes, it will be out of bounds on the full. So a Scott Selwood free here. Dangerfield trying to claim it. And Selwood would have been very happy for him to claim it.
Back over.
So Matt Stevic sets the mark. Dustin Martin speaking very quietly to the umpires. He's done a couple of times tonight. Long, deep ball. Got to go over the back. He did, Grimes. Little handball here from Graham. Looking for the boundary. Alice didn't quite get over. Tigers are under pressure here now. Kolodjasny couldn't handle it. Dangerfield's there as well. Guthrie. Kolodjasny. Round the body. Murdoch. Top of the square here. Taylor tried to trap it. Rance. Soccer. And just to behind, the Cats are looking dangerous from Blitzarves there.
Within a point. Kick the last 3. How nervous are these Tiger fans right now?
Well, the Cats fans are trying to get a chant going here. They're really trying to will their team on now.
So Richmond just can't get it out of the back half at the moment. Dangerfield forcing forward. Menengola wanted a little give and then forced to put it over the line. So Geelong doing to Richmond a bit like Richmond did to them in the opening half.
Just able to lock the ball inside their forward half of the ground.
Yeah, and on the back of winning the contested possession this quarter, as opposed to the first half, Richmond won it by 19. Cats winning it at the contest and being able to pump it forward.
And again, a non-contested throw-in. Menengola lifting after a quiet start. That ball didn't go far. Nankervis belts it down. Scott Selwood held up by Lambert.
There's no lucky balls at the moment, Duck, to put someone in space.
No.
It's just very careful, isn't it?
Yeah, no, the Cats' pressure has been enormous in this third term. Just not allowing Richmond any clean ball.
All one-on-ones here at the stoppage, except for this man, Blitzarves, who had no direct opponent. Got it to Selwood. Scott Selwood looking for Hawkins. Maybe a little hold on Hawkins. Umpire didn't see it though. Dangerfield to puff it. He sold a bit of foot candy. Now the centering ball. Mark will be paid here. Guthrie.
Zach Guthrie, the inclusion for Dan Menzel. We're all a little bit surprised when Dan Menzel was left out. But he has been good tonight, Zach Guthrie. Worked extremely hard, and that is a good grab under a lot of pressure.
Gee, I wonder whether he'd just be a touch jittery here, Lingy, given the fact he hasn't kicked a goal at this level, and it's a big final and a big moment, and to put the Cats in front of this hostile Richmond crowd. Guthrie, the young man, scores a level.
Well, both teams have missed some shots, haven't they? Those nerves kicking in. So Vlosten to himself. They can't get it over halfway. Maybe here. Castagna's had a quiet month and a quiet night. Motlop goes low. Edwards cuts it off in front of Murdoch.
Now Richmond just need to have some composure with the footy. We showed the mark stat before this quarter. They have not been able to control it at all. So I like this. Just slip into this mode for a little bit. Get the foot in your hands again.
And they've done it well, Lingy, haven't they? They've been able to get it out to Rance. And then Rance goes down that line. Revolt in a good spot. That's beautiful. But not paid. Thought he had a fair bit of it. Can he turn his man inside out? He can't. And it's a boundary throw-in. Seemed to control it, didn't he?
Yeah, a fair piece of it.
Yep.
4 marks in that passage there for Richmond. They only had 2 up until that point. So just being able to control it a little bit now is going to be important for Richmond.
I thought he had enough of that then, Bruce. Blitzarv's little touch looking for Selwood. Edwards now finding Greg. Greg, little soccer. Gained about 5 metres. Cats have got it covered. Here's Hooley running onto his favoured left boot. High footy, trying to turn and face the footy here. Castagna ground level. Jack Riewoldt lurking. Soccer off the ground. Just misses. Half a metre in it by Jack. So the Tigers have been able to move it to their end. Very important. It doesn't come out easy here, though.
So how do the Cats play this? As Richo said, the last time they were careful coming from the kick out. This time, a half and half a one. Hooley, little give. Edwards taken off the ball. Henderson and Edwards. Hooley with half a chance here. He's wrapped up by Guthrie. Zach Guthrie and a ball up. He has been impressive, the young guy, hasn't he? He hasn't been found wanting tonight.
No. Just have to lock the ball in their half of the ground now, the Tigers.
Yep.
Have to get a few repeat entries.
Blitzarves gets a second crack and did well. He cleared it, didn't he? Floston with courage. Good mark. We've sung his praises earlier tonight.
No switch on again. Geelong defending that magnificently.
No, neither team tonight has been able to get any switches at all. It's been down the line all night for both teams.
I can't remember one, Richo.
There's been none all night. Both teams have done it beautifully.
Lonigan here scrapping it out with Jack Riewoldt.
And Geelong just trying something a little bit different with their forward line. Jed Buse has now gone forward for the Cats as Paddy Dangerfield takes a rest. Jed Buse spent most of the pre-season training as a forward, but when he got his way back into the team, went back. Well, they're going to try him, see if he can pinch a goal.
So here goes Selwood. Blitzarves. Cochin somehow got it out of there. Selwood forced by Martin. Nice little touch from Riewoldt. Back into Cochin. Here's a go for Edwards. Can he get control? Left foot snap. Didn't get enough on it. Stewart immediately sends it out.
So Broad and Parsons. Parsons with a goal in this turn. Broad able to turn him. And can he find the target? That's a good kick to Butler. Butler stretching. He gets on his bike. Butler kicks to the right spot. The hot spot. Riewoldt flies with a number of others. Scott Selwood did well. It's a hot footy for Tui. He's wrapped up. They get a forward stoppage 30 metres from goal. Jack flying hard and high there.
The other thing I'd say we haven't seen tonight, I don't think either team has been able to transition once from defensive 50 to forward 50.
No, spot on there, Richo. Just been no easy fluency or movement of the footy. It's been all this sort of stuff. And here's Rance again to repel. So Richmond getting good multiple opportunities here. Can they score from them though here? That's the question. That's what they couldn't do in the first half. And thus, just the 1 point lead, although Rioli steps between them. Thought about the short to Edwards. It's still on if he wants.
Stewart there just kicking off the back foot then. Lent back, Rioli read it nicely, and this has been an important 5 minutes of Richmond. You asked for it, Duck. They needed to lock the ball in their half. They've done it.
Well, they've all backed away from him. He gives it off to Edwards in the end. And now Edwards will definitely be within range, but a really tough kick.
Any mark inside 50 for the rest of the game from either team, you've just got to have a shot at goal. They are as rare as hen's teeth, and you've got to make the most of them.
Agree with that, Richo. They are gold. 4-7 from set shots this year for Edwards. There is the task to set the Tiger fans alight. He's got it bending back, not enough. Just late with that little tail on the footy. So they've locked it in, given themselves multiple opportunities, haven't they?
Yep. So 3-10 to 3-8. Stewart goes as far as he can there. And at the back, Greg, bit of a mix-up there by the two Cats, men and goal and Blitzar. So where does Greg go with it? He sets it to about 20 metres out. Henderson sets himself. Riewoldt the flyer. Castagna. Riewoldt searching. Not Riewoldt in the end, it was Townsend searching. Couldn't quite. So look at the two Cats here.
They'd set it up too. Menegola and Blitzarves are two taller players. It was a set play and neither of them could go for the footy. That's the swing we just spoke about. All Cats early. Richmond have done well to reverse it.
So here is Blitzarves. Caddy can't get a kick away. Grigg tried a tie poke. Doesn't get there. Rioli, Selwood, Tui, Stewart under pressure. He gets a bit on it though. Gets it outside the 50. Broad takes the mark. Not sure if he's got the length, has he?
France just getting over to him and telling him, slow down, take your time.
He's never kicked a goal, so I'm not sure if he's ever had a shot from here. Do you know, Richo? Well, he's going to go very short and it's good.
And Nick Floston can kick the ball from 50, 51, so good kick.
So, Matty, this is what you were talking about a moment ago, Richo. Anything from here, have a shot.
Well, we just haven't seen many tonight, and the ones that we have seen, players haven't been able to convert. So the team that converts these now is simply the team that will win the game. Pretty simple.
1 goal this season. He's hit it well. That is a good. That is a great kick. Don't you love it when someone takes responsibility?
Well, they've tried to just bomb the ball in at times in this quarter. In the last 5 minutes, Lingy, they've kicked to the contest. They get all of those players front and square, and it hasn't worked. That occasion, lower your eyes. Broad. That's what they have to do.
And Broad did it well, didn't he?
Yeah, and we spoke about those deep entries in the first half. Maybe they've got to be shallow and take your chances, as Richo said.
Big kick, big moment. He knew it. The Tiger Army knew it. And it was smart by Richmond, by Broad. Sensed that Geelong were just guarding space, guarding grass. Get the mark inside 50 and a great goal by Floston.
Gee, that was a good knock to Dangerfield. They couldn't make it work in the end. Cochin to Martin. Martin through them. Got a little handball in here to McIntosh. They all peel off him. McIntosh with the driller. Probably needs to handball a little more. Dangerfield got caught. And the Tigers pay the advantage. This time McIntosh is clear and concise. Dusty Martin goes. The kick is good to Edwards and he marks directly in front. Big minute or two in the game.
How good was Martin? Just to burst away initially. Centre clearance and then the tackle from Riewoldt. Their forward pressure again is just enormous.
And he knew he was going to cop the belt there, Martin. He absorbed that and still stayed steady on the kick. Kept it nice and straight and upright. And the result is this. Edwards from 35. For 2 in a row. The Tigers have got it. They lead by 14. So finally getting a little bit of reward for consuming so much of the footy inside 50. 2 in a row, back out to 14 points. And they'd feel good about themselves now.
Jim Martin was important there, wasn't he?
All Richmond the last 5 minutes. Happy supporters everywhere, including Mickey Boy. Since that Zach Guthrie set shot, 7 inside 50s to 0. Richmond's way.
They kicked the first 3, the Tigers. Cats got the next 3. Tigers have got the last 2. Selwood, Dangerfield combine again. Dangerfield running hard, spraying it wide, out on the full. So, once again, Richmond gets some control. 5-6 minutes ago, it looked like Geelong were well and truly on top. Not on that scoreboard, but they were getting the most of it. Scott Selwood did well. Got through, goes back to Dangerfield. He knows he's got a long leg. Does he get it away? Does Guthrie. And then Lonergan, and they're close to the line. Parfitt worked his man, but he couldn't quite get back. It was too short for Hawkins, so a stoppage, forward 50 for the Cats.
Don't worry about that in the context of this game. That's a bit of a win for the Cats. Get a stoppage in their forward end now. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Nankervis, Prestia and Edwards all combining beautifully from the stoppage, and now Henderson couldn't quite grab it. And that'll go to Henderson, I think. And he's just given the ankle a little bit of a tweak here as well, Henderson. Down the line here, looking for Hawkins and finding loves to flop forward or fall forward when he marks, and he loves the little kids slide along the ground, doesn't he?
He does. He's worked hard up to the footy tonight.
He's been the best forward on the ground. He's been really good. He's hit up leading tonight. He's the only player that's been able to find space.
So Kolodjasny gets to about 25 minutes out. Smith was the big flyer. Tui's in a good spot. Can he bring it back? Oh, not quite.
Shoot.
Wasn't far off, was it?
It looked like a goal from him, didn't it?
To me, that looked like a goal. I thought the umpire got too far, the goal umpire that is, too far into the points.
It certainly hooked back late, didn't it?
Wow. We will investigate that a little further for you and just have a little bo peep. It's a tough one to call. I know it went so high. Here's Duncan. In the meantime, the Cats go. No, they don't. Stolen here by Hooley. Little kick from him off hands. Quickly, Kolodjasny in the end. Scott Selwood now funneling the ball out here to Duncan. Beautiful kick to the big launcher, the missile launcher. Here he is, Tui. Watch him go bang to the top of the square. Didn't get great elevation on the ball. Broad got a hand to it. Had to go. Parsons did. I tell you what, so did Townsend. Tried to run away with a footy. Murdoch under real pressure here, the Tigers. And Selwood might have got into the back of Ashbury or Grimes. Is it Dangerfield it was in the back? Have a look at this, guys. It's hard to tell from that angle. We were in our box here. We were right behind it, but looked across this side of the goals, did it?
No, it definitely went behind the post.
The umpire got it right.
So Rance. Smith's big fly can't quite grab it. Edwards been important. Cochin held up.
Thank you.
So we talked about maybe the game opening up slightly. Well, still goals so hard to get. One to the Cats, a couple to the Tigers in this term. Selwood. Kolodjasny. Left foot to about 40 metres, free kick.
Result of Tom Hawkins, what he's done all night, getting his body in front and being able to go at the ball and lead up at the footy, as Duncan Richo highlighted. The Richmond fans not happy. Let's have a look. Left arm a little bit around the waist, but not a heap in it.
Well, we saw him earlier tonight, handball to Tui when we thought he was within range. He's played well, but he hasn't hit the scoreboard. Massive kick here. It's a good one. It's a beauty. Geelong get an important goal. And Richo, that puts a little icing on what you said a moment ago about him being probably the dominant forward in the match.
Yeah, I think you always find as a key forward, if you do your work up the ground, you get on your bike, you hit up and you offer an outlet kick for your halfbacks and your mids. I always think you find that as the game wears on, you get some reward inside 50, and he deserved that. Tom Hawkins, he's played a really good game tonight.
Yep.
Tom Hawkins, terrific night, is highlighted in the Telstra tracker. Look at that, Tom Hawkins, the surprise, the second most kilometres covered in this game, 10.2.
Huge surprise.
Hooley, and that shows his work rate, as Richo said, up the ground, then getting back inside forward 50.
That is amazing, Lingy, isn't it?
Richo brings up a good point. The work he does up the ground, you tire your opponent out as well, and then you start to get reward later in the game.
I think a lot of the kilometres covered by the key players tonight are because there's been so many stoppages and not a lot of burst out of those midfield stoppages. It's always the defenders and the forwards that are on the move repositioning. The mids haven't covered a lot of ground tonight because it's always been in this situation here.
Good point there, Richo. Smith, Joel Selwood here at the ground level. He almost was tempted to shovel it out and then professionally locked it in.
Thanks, Dion.
Umpire Matthew Nicholas saying thanks to Dion for giving him the footy. Manners are nice, even in the stressfulness of the environment they're in. Scott Selwood got one high, will get the free here. Oh no, it's going to go the other way. Caddy, right on the final series logo. High footy, Jack Riewoldt can't get a jump in, and what a great mark. Dangerfield going back. What about that? Just wanted it more than anyone else.
Could you imagine if he'd taken that in the forward 50? Another back. That was spectacular, wasn't it?
Thrown himself with the footy in the air tonight a number of times.
Just slipped through Caddy. Hawkins again up the ground. Selwood to Parfitt. Parfitt's kick just eluded Parsons. Broad. Edwards. Edwards got it away. Greg ridden into the ground. Tui's little give okay. Smith hot ball from Mackie. Parfitt, can he get it over to Stewart? Stewart outnumbered. He did okay, Stewart. He runs it forward. He has to release it now. He does. He did well. Mackie to Parfitt. Parfitt, now they've got the numbers, the Tigers. Asprey getting back. Gets some shield. Now that's a 50-50 maybe. Stewart v Martin. Dusty. Oh, Dusty. That is classic Dusty. Fended off. Runs away. Bursts down the wing. Kicks to half forward. Riewoldt did well. Gives it a skid. Have a look at this. What a goal. Martin to Riewoldt. That's as good as it gets team-wise. And getting on the end of it is little Prestia. That's the Brownlow medalist, I reckon.
Here's the free kick first against Scott Selwood. Couple of highlights, Paddy Dangerfield, brilliant, but don't worry about any of that. This was Dusty Martin. That's what great players do. Turn 50-50 balls into a goal for your team. Dusty Martin opened up the entire game there. Jack Riewoldt, 50-50 ball, and gets it over the top. Dion Prestia, the one who says, thank you very much, boys.
Yeah, he's spot on. 50-50 balls. So a couple go to Richmond and easy goal. Game just starting to open up a little bit more now.
So what we saw in the package then was Dangerfield at one end taking that remarkable mark.
Dusty at the other.
Dusty at the other end, as you say, Lingy, doing the wonderful thing that only some can do, and all of a sudden a goal. Siren sounds. What a way to complete the quarter, Bruce. Look at the Richmond fans get up and about here. They are up. There's 95,000 of them. They are so close, and they are just soaking this up. And you don't need to supply the tower with electricity tonight. The fans are doing it. 13 points, the Tigers.